As the daughter of Zin, Ruoli's heart is naturally thicker than water. However, she couldn't help but murmured in her heart, I owe Master Wade my life, and Master Wade gave me a great opportunity to grow my martial arts strength rapidly. I will be obedient to him in order to repay his kindness. If the father really bears the unshrinkable responsibility for the death of Master Wade's parents, then if Master Wade wants to seek revenge from him, I will naturally have nothing to say, so I can only hope that the death of Master's parents and my father is not directly related. Fortunately, young Master Wade is very upright and fair. Since he has said that as long as my father is not his father-killing enemy, he can spare his life. The rest depends on father's affairs. Come on, are you innocent? Thinking about this, she reverently said to Charlie, Young Master Wade, you have my words, you can rest assured. Charlie nodded slightly and said to Orville, Okay, take this Shoud in, go to the private room prepared for him, and take this Steve by the way to meet his son. When Steve heard that Charlie wanted him to meet his son, he immediately asked, Where is Walt now? Charlie smiled and said, Your precious son, he is lying in the special room I prepared for him now. Steve blurted out, Lying down? Is he sick? Charlie said indifferently, Since your son's character is really that of scumbag, so I invited him to come here and make a good bed restoring. As for why he is in bed, you will meet him later, let him personally tell you the details. After speaking, Charlie stood up and told everyone around him, Pick them up and take away. Orville and Isaac went up in person, each of them picked up one, dragged the two of them and walked out. With the back of Charlie's hand behind him, he stepped forward to follow. When they came to the kennel area again, Shoud and Steve trembled in shock when they saw the sight of an iron cage. When they were dragged to continue walking, they found that there were many ferocious fighting dogs in the iron cages on both sides. What made them even more stunned was that there were several iron cages inside, not dogs, but people. Steve saw his son soon. His son Walter, who was lying on a hospital bed at this time, looked very weak. There was a young man with a yellow panel standing beside Walter. This man was holding a bowl of porridge and stuffed Walter's mouth with a spoon roughly. This young man is Kobayashi Jiro, who works as a contractor at the kennel. Steve immediately struggled and shouted, Walter. My son? Walter was also struggling to get up, but because of his weakness, he tried several times without success. So he could only lie on the bed helplessly, crying, and said Dad, I was poisoned, and now I have uremia. After that, he could no longer control his emotions, and cried loudly, Dad. You must save me, Dad. This ghost place is like hell. If you don't want to save me anymore, if I don't go out, I might die here. Charlie smiled and said, Walter, it's impossible for your father to save you, but the good news is that I plan to leave your father here to take care of you, and you and father will live in a single room in the future. After speaking, Charlie said to Kobayashi Jiro again, Jiro, you won't have to feed this Walter anymore, just feed your dog. As soon as Kobayashi Jiro heard this, he was overjoyed and blurted out, That's great, young Master Wade. You don't know, besides feeding this Walter every day, I also give him shit and urine, which is much more disgusting than serving a dog. Charlie smiled slightly. In the future, let his father do this thing. You already spend much time in the past few days. Let Orville give you a day off. As long as you don't leave the kennel, you can do whatever you want. Kobayashi Jiro bowed in excitement. Thank you, Master Wade. Thank you, Master Wade. If I can take a day off, I want to sleep well, then, and drink again. 2 bottles of beer. After speaking, he looked at Charlie and asked nervously, Master, can I drink 2 bottles of beer? Charlie smiled, waved his hand, and said to Orville, Orville, let someone prepare a case of beer for Jiro tomorrow. Let him relax. Orville immediately said, Okay, Master, leave it to me. When Kobayashi Jiro heard that he could have a box of beer, tears of excitement rolled in his eyes, and he choked up. Master, thank you, I haven't had beer in a long time. Charlie smiled and said, as long as you behave well, let alone beer, even white wine, red wine, or even your Japanese sake can be arranged for you. Kobayashi Jiro exclaimed with excitement, Master, I will continue to work hard and go all out. Charlie nodded, waved his hand and said, Jiro, you go and rest first. I don't need you here. Kobayashi Jiro hurriedly said, Okay, Lord Wade, then Jiro will leave first. Orville winked at his subordinates when he arrived, and immediately one of his subordinates came forward and left with Jiro Kobayashi. Charlie asked Orville at this time, Where is the welcome ceremony I asked you to prepare? It's been a long time since everyone has arrived, don't you hurry up? Orville nodded quickly and said, This is the beginning, this is the beginning. After speaking, he hurriedly shouted at the people around him, Quick, get the props. As soon as the voice fell, several of his men immediately took out a large red carpet from the empty dog cage beside them, and a few people laid the red carpet from the hallway of the kennel in an orderly manner and spread it all the way into Walter's single dog. The cage was spread directly on the side of Walter's bed. Another person directly brought Orville a red suit jacket. Orville immediately became the MC of the scene and said with a serious and emotional expression, Today, it is Mr. Steve Hogwitz's great day of reunion with his dog son Walter, father and son. On this good day of universal celebration, let us witness the historical moment of the father and son reunion. After finishing talking, a little brother hurriedly held a bunch of flowers, stuffed it into Steve's arms, and threatened in a low voice, Hold tight, if you dare to drop a flower, I will discount your legs.